the weather. That winter was one of the worst on record. Gunnerside would have to parachute in at night so the Germans wouldn't spot them. But back then, aircraft had no electronic navigation. They relied on moonlight and clear visibility to recognize the drop zone.
Due to weather conditions, we never came away from Britain on the December moon.
It was another month before a second attempt could be made. They flew east, but again the conditions were against them.
Flying through the night in the middle of winter, the problems of icing, and then trying to find the recognition signal from the ground. Do you make the decision? Do you drop them blind? Do you drop them not to the reception committee? And therefore the decision was taken that although you've gone to incredible risk to get out there, you've got to turn around and come back again and try it again the next night.
Every time when you had flown over Norway, you were hoping, and you were equally disappointed when we went westwards because we hadn't been able to find the dropping place.
So the January full moon passed without a successful drop. For the members of Grouse, the struggle for survival continued through the most appalling winter conditions.
At that time of the year, it's very, very little daylight at all. So we went to bed very early because we had no light.
Each night, they would keep boredom at bay by taking it in turns to entertain each other with subjects close to their hearts.
I remember I had talks about how to find your way in the mountains, about the names. You could see from a peak that the peak had such and such name.
Kjellstrup could talk about, he was a plumber, so maybe he talked about plumbing.
Just waiting for some hot water or a nice drink of hot water.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We tried to keep the friendship, and we did. We had no troubles, actually.
Throughout their long wait, they were in daily contact with the SOE headquarters in London. As the February full moon approached, they waited anxiously to see whether Gunnerside would attempt their drop.
The SOE had given me 2 numbers. There was 1 number sent every day, and I think it was 211. And that number meant no operation tonight. But then came another number, and that was operation tonight. And that was very exciting.
With conditions on their side, the men of Operation Gunnerside decided they would jump over the plateau, whether they found the flares on the ground or not.
We had been asking Royal Air Force just to drop us on Hardangervidda, and then we would find our way map reading down on the ground ourselves. And that was what I did. But what I didn't know was that they didn't drop us on the place where we had agreed to. So that gave us some trouble.
This is where they landed, at Lake Skrikken, a full 20 kilometers from where the grouse team were waiting at Svensbu and getting increasingly worried.
Twice we were out looking for them with our lights, but they didn't find us.
Gunnerside were pinned down by a blizzard for 4 days, but when the weather broke, they could finally set off for their rendezvous.
We came down the hillside when we suddenly saw 2 shears out, apparently looking for somebody. And I remember Knut Haukeli, he went to try to make contact.
Knut,
We didn't expect to meet them there, so we were very surprised to suddenly met our friends. And when we saw them, we knew them all. They were friends from